Hey, this is Matt. Once again, what about to the video? This is a paid request this time for DavieVids. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested, requested any type of commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. It could pretty much be for almost anything. And this is for Devil from 2010, which, as I'm itching my nose, but maybe I'm preemptively waiting for the migraine to happen because I remember not being a fan of this movie. But let's get into it. I have a pause at the beginning. Thankfully, it's a short film. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. I know M. Shyamalan, he didn't direct the film. I don't even think he wrote the film, but he was like produced it, and it does feel like his fingerprints are on it somehow. Now, the director of this film has done films I liked. Poughkeepsie Tapes I actually didn't mind. I really enjoyed As Above, So Below. I even liked the Owen Wilson, Pierce Brosnan thriller action film he did called No Escape. Quarantine he did, I wasn't much a fan of Quarantine. You just watch the original Wreck movie. The Night Chronicles. Yeah. One. One is the loneliest number. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass. Man, that sounds like a great bedtime story to tell your kids right before they go to bed. Hey, why you get those, why'd you piss your pants in bed? I don't know, you told me a story that the devil was around in human form and going to kill me. Great bedtime story. Let me tell this story so you can't sleep and keep me awake. Upside down, devil. The upside down stuff, they did some of that in As Above, So Below, which I do like that movie quite a bit. I don't know the premise of this. I probably haven't seen this since when it came out. Group of people trapped in an elevator. One of them is the devil. You don't know who it is. Wasn't one of the security guards like? I think the guy that narrated, he like says something about my mom or my grandma would tell me when the devil's around, bad things would happen. When savages fall, they fall jelly side. Isn't that what the fuck he said? Like, jelly side? The sandwich falls, it falls jelly side. Like, what? I mean, it's interesting to see the cityscape upside down that does a different... Makes it a little bit different, considering there's so many other movies where, you see the cityscape, and just when I'm going to here to get to the elevator. Definitely a stylistic shot to try to go in one go going down the elevator shaft. When I think of this, I think of Speed with Keanu Reeves. Dennis Hopper's around here with a bomb. And Jack and Jeff Daniels have to go stop it. Produced by M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah. John Erick Dowdle. I mean, the director's definitely trying with all these like camera pans and movements to try and make a stylistic movie. From what I remember, this is a story of this cop. I think his family was killed by a hit and run. I never found the guy. So that's why he doesn't really believe in God anymore. Is there anybody else in this cafe, or is just the two of them? Brethel Bread Company. Hell of a way to get your bread. I know you wanted that badly, but don't jump all the way down to get it. So this guy had jumped off the roof, landed on this bread truck. And that's the thing, like, it's an X file. Funny was there was an X file that was kind of like this, where how he fell from a height, but it seemed like pretty far away. I think what was it, season 9 of the X Files, the one with the Brady Bunch house, and you realize that the guy could throw people, so he threw the guy up, and that's how he landed so far away on a car. So are they saying that the guy landed, bounced on that so high, so hard, they landed on the vehicle? The bounce trucks. Well, I mean, a truck and a person are two pretty different things, but whatever. So now I think we're going to meet some of these characters that are going to be in this elevator. I don't know, maybe this film won't be as bad as I remember it being, because the premise could be somewhat enticing. There's Bokeem Woodbine, which I've seen in quite a few stuff. He was in this very interesting film called, I think, Caught Up. But yeah, I don't mind Bokeem Woodbine. What else has he done? Really? Dodd? You don't use Dodd with this guy? What? Is this racial profiling? So Bokeem Woodbine, he was in Panther, he was in Dead Presidents, he was in The Rock, that's right, he was in the Michael Bay film The Rock. Sniper 2 with Tom Berenger. Black Dynamite, that's a fun movie. This film. Total Recall remake, Riddick, Spider-Man Homecoming. We have 5 people so far. I forgot he was in Ghostbusters Afterlife as the sheriff. Completely forgot. Yeah, he was on the episode of The X-Files, The List, and took place in the prison. He was one of the prisoners in there. So yeah, this came out 2010. John Erick Dowdle. Yeah, he did the Poughkeepsie Tapes, Quarantine, this film, As Above So Below, and No Escape. And again, all those films, 3 of them I don't mind. And As Above So Below I really did enjoy. And M. Night Shyamalan produced this. Oh, I guess he did help write it? Well, it says Brian Nelson wrote it, but then on here it says film written by Stuart Little and Devil. So, what, did he do some rewrites and then... Oh, I guess he came up with the story. Ah, the security guards. The guy on the right is Matt Craven. I remember him from the 1990 Jacob's Ladder, which I love that film. He was the guy that experimented with the drug. He came up with the ladder, and he tells Tim Robbins about it. This drug for use in Vietnam. And the guy on the left, he's a Mexican actor who, back in the day, for those of fans of Ernest Goes to Camp, he was Butch Too Cool Vargas in Ernest Goes to Camp. Jacob Vargas there on the left. He was also in... I liked him in Next Friday as Joker. I thought he had some pretty funny bits and lines in that. He's the guy with his dog and kind of he was one of our villains in the movie. He was in The Hills of Ice 2, the newer one, as one of the soldiers. You seem to complain a lot, lady. So you have the 5 people here. You got Logan Marshall-Green, who's sort of the mechanic, and he's a guy with his hands in his pockets in the mirror there. Now the guy that had his hands pockets with the coat, he was in Prometheus, and he was also in Upgrade, Spider-Man Homecoming. This guy here, well, he was there. The salesman guy who's being a dick, that's Geoffrey Arend. He was a stoner in Super Troopers. He was the voice of the Riddler in Batman Hush. Did voice work in films, and he did a lot of TV work, Law and Order and stuff. The younger lady there is Bojana Novakovic. She was in Drive Me to Hell, Edge of Darkness, Birds of Prey, came out 2020. The guy who's the cop is Chris Messina. Chris Messina, the cop, he would be in... He was also in Birds of Prey as Victor Zaz. Why don't you suck a butt? Really? I think that was one of the issues I had, is that you're stuck with this group of people that you just don't give a shit about. For me, like Bokeem Woodbine is just easily agitated. You have the salesman who's a dick. You have even the old lady from the get-go is like, why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? It's like, shut up. Why don't you fly through the roof of the damn elevator? Yeah, that's Chris Messina, the detective. I think what it is, this film may, I mean, it may have worked, because it says here this was going to be part of an anthology, wasn't it? Or not? I thought I read somewhere it was going to be. No, maybe, I guess not. It was intended to be the first of the Night Chronicles trilogy, so that's why I had number 1 in front of the movie. Night Chronicles 1, supernatural trilogy where supernatural events happen with modern urban society. The second film, 12 Strangers, and later changed to Reincarnate. About a jury. Ooh, shit. About a jury discussing a case dealing with the supernatural. And the story for the currently untitled third installment was going to be taken from the abandoned sequel to Unbreakable. His unused Unbreakable sequel idea later became the basis for Split. So yeah, the movie did make some money because it cost $10 million, which you would think is a lot for a movie about an elevator, but they have some pretty decent shots. I just to try to spiff up the proceedings, because you try to sell people you're stuck in an elevator for 90 minutes. Oh, that could be boring, or in this case 80 minutes. But it made 33 million in the US. It made over 60 million worldwide. So you cost 10 million and and you make 3 times your budget. It's not too bad. So this guy's obviously claustrophobic. That's why he wanted to take the stairs. You could try. You just shim it up and try. Like the shot of the beginning to go from outside into the elevator shaft and all that. This is Jacob Vargas. Of course, the guy who's ethnic, he has a grandma or mother who's very superstitious, and gotta tell him this big story. It's kind of like, what was that, Paranormal Activity 2 or something? Let me ask people who happen to be Mexican, is this something that they always assume, that if you're Mexican, you know a lot about the supernatural? and the devil. I think this would have worked better as a short film, though. I just think it would have been better as a short movie, as a short film. I don't think this is a full length movie story, idea, plot, at least to me. But yeah, it cost 10 million, made over 33 million, opened with 12 million, released in over 2,000 theaters. They released in September. In the top 10, you had The Town with Ben Affleck, Easy A, Devil, Resident Evil Afterlife, Alpha and Omega, Taters, The American with George Clooney, Inception, and The Other Guys. There's also the same year you had The Expendables, Machete, Stop Pilgrim vs. the World, Grown Ups with Adam Sandler, Twilight Saga Eclipse, and the Karate Kid remake, Predators, among others. Maybe that's the thing, I just never really found the film that scary or creepy. Like I said, I think as a short film this could have worked. Well, even killer elevator movies. I like The Shaft, also known as Down, a lot more. But that's more of a fun, like, you get to see titties in the first 10 minutes, and you get elevators sucking people up and throwing them off the top of buildings, and cutting people in half and cutting their heads off, and Aerosmith playing at the background, Love in an Elevator at the end, and the good guy has to use a bazooka to shoot the elevator's heart. Like, that's more my kind of elevator movie. Because Jacob saw a face, but Matt Craven didn't. The devil's in there. And that's supposed to be a thing, is that, well, which of these are the devil? And I think when I first saw this, I was able to guess it the first time. I'm like, oh, okay, let me guess, is that person right? So, elevator repairman almost got crushed by the elevator. Someone's being attacked. Someone pulled my blouse, I'm bleeding. So now that's where you get the who did it, mystery of it all. I mean, there's some interesting aspects. The idea of they can see, but they can't hear it. So nobody has, I guess, no one would have a pen or anything to write stuff. I mean, I don't carry pens around me either. So, part of me actually would have been more interested if this was not supernatural. And there's like a mystery of who attacked who, and we have to. Like I say, I can understand the appeal, the idea. Again, people trapped in an elevator, there's something terrible going on, you can't get them out. So the people trapped in there, they don't know about the other four people. You don't have too many characters so that it gets confusing. I guess the acting really isn't that bad. Again, maybe this is a film that I don't know. I'll warm up a little bit too. Considering all the other films I've seen, they were complete piss and vinegar. Well, thank God the devil can be caught on camera. Again, you happen to have a very religious guy's cross. Oh, that seems a bit of profiling or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they're just. I don't know. Why couldn't it be Matt Craven that has that instead? Like I said, I think this could work as a episode of a. Let's say like an episode of like Outer Limits or episode of Twilight Zone. Yeah, I don't know if it works as a full length film. Again, I remember when I first saw it, I was able to guess who it was. I'm like, okay, let me guess, it's that person, and it was. Spoiler alert: it's the old lady. The old lady's the devil. I think what it is that for the most part, she's the character, and of all the five, she's the most in the background, and they do that on purpose so the audience they like forget about her or they don't think about her too much, and they go, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, her." Because the less eyes you put on it, the more you think, and you almost like make the audience forget that she's a part of this. Like the other people have a bit more to them. Like the salesman and the younger lady have friction together. Bokeem Woodbine. You have the soldier. The soldier helping the Bokeem Woodbine. I'll be right back. Sorry I had to do something real quick, but I am paused at 28 minutes and 58 seconds. I will press play in a minute. I mean, so far it's not as bad as I remember. It's not terrible as I remember. But 28 minutes, 58 seconds, 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Matt Craven, like I said, he's a good actor. I always liked him in movies. Oh, lights are flickering again. I guess again, when I saw this, I'm like, I didn't think it was that scary. The elevator bit, like I said, I think you're worth for episode of a show, just not. Like, okay, right there. That takes any amount of. If you're trying to break down as a. How to put it? A mystery as to who is the villain. Right now, that girl's out of the loop because why would the devil look at dead bodies themselves that no one else is noticing? For the shits and giggles? That wouldn't really make any much sense. And now here goes the salesman. He's dead. Got a big piece of mirror in his neck. Is that a thing that people, that kids fall and barely miss the table? This is what I was talking about, where I'm like, things go wrong. The toast falls jelly side down. Oh my fucking god. I can see why the other people feeling this way about this guy. Oh my god. And then there was 4. See, that's what I'm talking about. We now have 4 people left. We have 46 minutes, obviously with credits, like 40 minutes left at least. And you have stupid shit like, everything goes wrong, toast falls, jelly side down. I'm like, what? That's just ridiculous. That sounds like the M. Night Shyamalan line. And you know, of the 4, it's not the girl, because she saw this maybe she was scared of, why would the devil stare itself? That wouldn't make any sense. And do you need this narration from Geoffrey Arend? Some things can't be fought with force. Like, do we need... is it trying to, like, lead the audience by the hand in case you're too stupid? This is what it means. Is that will be Bokeem Woodbine, because they make him too much of a red herring. He's afraid, he's violent, he's got a violent background. So that means it's either the soldier, the old lady, or the younger lady. And like I said, Bokeem Woodbine's too much of a red herring. The young lady, you literally saw everything. Why would she stare herself if she's the devil? So it's the soldier, the old lady. And the old lady is mostly a non-entity, so they don't put a lot of spotlight on her character. So to try to trick the audience into thinking, oh well, that's the The temporary guard is Ben Larson, criminal record of assault and beating someone into a coma. Mattress salesman is Vince McCormick, who lost many people their assets through a Ponzi scheme. Young woman's ID is Sarah, who is married to a rich man and plans leaving him after stealing his money. And you find out that the soldier guy, he was the hit and run guy who got the cop's family killed. And also the old lady, her crime, caught on the security camera stealing a woman's wallet. Ooh. Ponzi scheme, marrying a guy stealing his money, beating someone in a coma, stealing someone's wallet. One of these things is not like the other. And one of them... How the fuck is a letter crazy and rational? That doesn't make any damn sense. How's it rational and crazy? Again, that... It's either crazy or rational. It's not... You can't have it both ways. What they talking about? Yeah, I take back what I said and trying to be more optimistic on this. I don't know, like, it doesn't really make sense why Bokeem Woodbine would not let him go. And, like, it's just trying to do stuff to let the plot be longer. Apparently it's got 49% Rotten Tomatoes. It's better than many of the other M. Night Shyamalan films he's been associated with, but Devil never gets more than a few low-budget thrills out of his fiendishly promising premise. And that's the thing, is that this is a mystery that I don't think the mystery is that well done, because again, here's where we get the backstory. It'll show your religion in your face. I do like that line. I don't believe in the devil, we don't need him. People are bad enough themselves. Maybe with the lady, they're making it seem like she's possessed. So maybe they could look at it in that front that, oh, she's possessed by the devil, so that's why she saw this. I didn't even think about that until now. Like, when I first saw it, I didn't think of someone being possessed. Because I just assumed it was the devil took a human form. Possession didn't even enter. So I'm guessing that's why they put that in there, where, oh, she's seen visions, that she must be possessed by the devil. This elevator guy just can't get a fucking break, can he? He almost gets crushed by an elevator. Now he's been taught down to shit. Now look at this. Oh, there he goes. There's the repair guy. He's dead as fuck. He fell. He took a trip. He's dead. So there's a radio they could get. Climb up and get the radio. There's the blood. No, obviously he's not alright. Of course, he's blocking the door so they can't get out anyway. So they had to find a way to block that door. So they can't try to get out. So okay, that's how. Make the repairman fall. So now they're They can't climb out of there anyway. Yeah, he's never going to answer back. He's dead as fuck. Now the blaring horns. Be scared. Dun 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 dun. Be scared. Dun 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 dun. If I want elevator shafts, I'll watch Die Hard. Yeah, he's dead as fuck. Well, good. They should know. You didn't go through the wall. That's why you have insurance. I think the director is trying visually to keep this as interesting as he can. I will say John Erick Dowdle, he didn't write the script. I think the director's trying. Like I said, Poughkeepsie Tapes and As Above, So Below, I think the guy is somewhat talented. Even No Escape I liked. But there's only so much you can do with this premise that, again, I don't think it's a worthwhile of a full-length feature. She stole a woman's wallet. Okay. Why would the devil show that stuff to people watching? Just to fuck with them? For the devil's board, I guess? He had tools in, but where's his tools, right? There's a light's flickering again. I think it's when the old woman dies. They try take. Couldn't tell what the image was. I say I think the director's trying with sequences like this. I mean, that's a good cop. I'm not ruling anybody out. That's a smart decision. But how would you even hang someone in an elevator? You know what I mean? Like, what is she attached to? I know it says ceiling, but There's a reason we're the audience. Okay, dude. One of the devil's like, I need to make sure the guard is Mexican because I need him to have a religious background so he can give us teachings of his mother or grandmother. I think the actors are probably doing the best they can with the material they're given. Yeah, how you know that? I get it. Even this, I'm thinking, okay. A lot of times, because I see this stuff at home, you look at the running time, you go, there's 30 minutes left. Okay, these red herrings are not going to be. They're red herrings because if they find out the mystery right now and there's 30 minutes left, what the hell you don't do for those 30 minutes? Jacob Vargas. Where's the other guy? Matt Craven. Why is he not there? What's he going to do now? Are you going to pray or something? That's saying like be more of a creepy thing for the passengers to hear this prayer and not understand the words. She definitely trusts Ben more than this guy. Even she's like, kill him, Ben. Ooh. Sorry, I'm not saying that. Now I'm listening to the dialogue. They all die. Great story. Everybody has a criminal record. So each one of these have a big red herring, criminal record on their forehead, and I guess that's the point. Is that each one you're like, who's who? Is a girl possessed? Is the other people doing it? I would say, while I'm not big on this film, it's not that awful either. I'm saying this with like 20 some minutes left. The acting's not too bad. The premise could be kind of interesting. People trapped in an elevator, one of them has to be the devil. I think the director is trying to make it not too boring with some of the camera tricks and stuff he's doing. But number one, this will work more of an episode of a TV show, a cable show. Again, Outer Limits, Twilight Zone, now full-length feature film. Number two, the acting's not bad, but I can't say the characters are that likable in the elevator. Maybe because they're all criminals, and one's either agitated, one's bitchy, one's this and that. So it's kind of hard to root for a bunch of seeming scumbags in an elevator. So again, it just seems a bit tougher to root for and care about what happens to them and their predicament. And there's some silly stuff, like the whole toast thing, that Jada Vargas' whole character, I really don't think you needed him in it. Or just give those attributes to the Matt Craven's character, and I don't know. Maybe don't write stupid shit like toast falls jelly side down. Why are you messing with this? Don't mess with this. Or get some help. Come on, dude. So fucking stupid. Why is it got... Again, like, that scene could have been cut out. A lot of these other scenes could be cut out. You could easily cut this down to an episode of a show. Is this Matt Craven? So yeah, he fried himself. He's not dead yet. And the music is trying to be so big and blaring and loud. It's so serious, so the horn trumpets are going... Yeah, this guy is Logan Marshall-Green. Now, let me see some real quick. Just want to see some real quick. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, he was the lead guy in Upgrade. He was the lead guy. That's a film I could have liked. I just hate the ending to that film. I know a lot of people love it, but I hate the ending. So, yeah, he's the star of Upgrade. I didn't recognize. He had a bit more facial hair in that one. I think, funny enough, him and Bokeem Woodbine were both Shocker in Spider-Man Homecoming. I think he was Shocker #1 and Bokeem Woodbine was Shocker #2. Which I think that's kind of funny. They were both Shocker in the same damn movie. Maybe Spider-Man Homecoming director was a big fan of this movie. I don't know. And this whole thing about the guy hiring his... See, this mystery falls flat because you don't buy into it because they spent so much building up this devil aspect with the face and Jacob Vargas and him being so adamant about it. So you know it's something supernatural going on. So this whole thing of, oh no, she hired Bit or blah blah blah. Or the guard works for the woman's husband. Like, this all falls flat because you know that's bullshit. You know that's not the case. You know this is all BS. You know it. So, the film is called Devil. The poster is literally upside down cross with the elevator. All this stuff trying to do this supernatural stuff. So you know it's not, oh, the guy was hired to kill this woman and blah blah blah. You know that's not the case. So you know it. So ooh, that's a 180 twist. It just doesn't make any sense. I would say while this is a flawed film, it's not as bad as I remember it being. I will say it's not as bad as I remember it being. I gotta admit that. I mean, maybe because I've seen so many worse films to come out since, like The Devil Inside, or as I put it, The Devil Inside My Ass, and some of the just horror films of like Scream 5 and Halloween Ends and the stuff that M. Night Shyamalan has done. The Visit. What the hell was that movie? Last Airbender. Some really garbage movies. After Earth. The Happening. Well, that was before this, but yeah, After Earth and The Visit I absolutely hated. Old. God, that was a terrible movie. Old. So the cop tells his story. Take responsibility for what you're doing. Yeah, there's not much left. I know from what I vaguely remember, the girl, she gets killed, and it's the guy left, and you find out that he's not the one. It's the old lady, the devil among all of them. Damn, they don't have the best tools for the job. Shit. That little drill ain't doing shit, apparently. Can't they have more than one person, like, drill on either side or something? Get some bigger fucking drills or some other shit? Like I said, the director's trying. You know, try and do some camera angles, some movements. Of course, we as the audience is thinking, well, he's the killer, he's the guy. And probably for a minute, like, oh, okay, I guess it is him. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, yeah, the guy there. Aha, exactly. It is, you should feel lucky. You get an actual speech. Nobody else got a speech. And you find out what his sin is. Reaching for a beer can, drunk driving. He fucked up. And of course, call it fate, call it luck, call it karma that the guy in there happens to be the same guy that accidentally killed the cop's family. Maybe people wonder, was that God's plan? I'm going to sacrifice his family so you could take a shit on the devil's parade years later. Can you imagine that was the case? Hey, I'm going to take your wife and kid away, but don't worry. This way you could piss in the devil's Cheerios a few years later. 5 or so years later. Oof. His acting's not bad. He's a lot better in this and Upgrade than he was in Prometheus. But I mean, Prometheus, that's to me a very poorly written movie. Wrote the note. I'm sorry. Devil don't like that. I guess that's sort of explain why the cameras got cut off, because that's what Jacob Vargas said. Well, he wants a audience. Logan Marshall-Green's doing a good job selling this, I'll say that. That was him. And remembers the coupon. How much of a coincidence is that? So obviously there for a reason. For a very valid reason. Well, don't sit on his face then, lady. What are you gonna do? Fly away like Superman? Or like Bewitched? Ding ding. Of course, go to black. Damn, just turn all the lights off. Shit. Just save on the power bill. God damn it. Turn on the fucking power. How the hell you don't explain all this? Take a fucking guess, dude. She flew away. What do you think she did? God, the music is so overbearingly dramatic. I would say watch this again. It wasn't as bad as I remember. I've seen so much worse movies to come out of the pipeline that there's some wacky stuff. The whole, like, Jacob Vargas. It's not that his acting's bad, but the whole Jelly Side Down. I keep thinking of that and other shit. The acting's not that bad. The premise is somewhat interesting. The mystery does not work at all. Again, from the get-go, I figured it was the old woman. That's the guy that killed his wife and kid. I'm sure the odds go, oh man, he's going to shoot him in the face. Surprised that one. I mean, I guess he put him in his car, but you know, there's no protection from the front and the back. Sorry, I'm listening. Listen to the dialogue. He forgives him. the devil is real, then God must be real too. I just they put Jacob Varda's narration there because the audience would go, "Why the hell does he forgive him?" You could have had him say it. Like, I think it would have been better if the guy is asking why. Like, if Logan Marshall said why, and then just have the cop say that. Because if the devil's real, that means the other guy's real. Or something like that. I don't think you needed Jacob Vardas' narration. So yeah, that's the devil. Watch it again. I would say it's better than I remember. I would say that. The film, positives, the acting isn't too bad. I did not mind Chris Messina, Logan Marshall-Green, Bokeem Woodbine, Matt Craven, nice to see him in there again, being a big fan of Jacob's Ladder. Don't mind the acting. The premise. Don't mind the premise of the film. The idea of the devil taking all these sinners and judging them one by one for witness, and I just take it the sweet ass time instead of just killing them all in one go. I guess just the devil's bored. Take the sweet ass time. How do I put it? The music. Who did the music? Fernando Velasquez. Very overbearing, with trumpets, horns blaring. It tried to be so dramatic that it became less dramatic in a weird way. He also did The Orphanage, Monster Calls, among others. The mystery, I don't think it holds up for... I mean, it's an hour and 15 minutes, but even then, I'm like... A 45-minute episode of a show, I think this would work better. The mystery didn't work because all of its red herrings just felt like that red herrings. Like, oh, this guy hired this guy to kill the guy's wife. I'm like, we all know this bullshit. I mean, the film is literally called fucking Devil, so we know this is a fruitless task. And that hurts a bit. That hurts a lot when the mystery is pretty blasé and meh. But I mean, I don't. M. Night Shyamalan's hand is in it, but he didn't direct it. And I look at other M. Night Shyamalan films. I would put this above The Village, Lay in the Water, The Happening, The Last Fartbender, After Earth, The Visit, Old, Glass. I hated Glass. Glass pissed me off. I would say Last Airbender and After Earth are his worst ones. Glass pissed me off the most. The Happening is his funniest bad movie. Lay in the Water is his weirdest bad movie. Old sucked. Hated Old. But yeah, I mean, I'll take John Erick Dowdle. I would give this probably a 2.5 or 3 out of 5 star. I don't know, it's between 2.5 and 3. Between one of those. I'd have to think about it a bit. I've seen a lot better, I've seen a lot worse. But I'm surprised it was better than I remember. It still has a lot of issues and problems, but you know what? I don't hate it. Didn't hate it. So there you go. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.